What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to another episode of the Nonstop Review. I'm your host, as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
Those of you familiar with this brand of the show know that we like to ask Rick what he thinks is going on with the episode based solely on the title before we dive in. So with that in mind, Rick, today's episode is called Temp Check. What do you think is going to happen?
Okay, this is going to be a bit of a roundabout thing. I think that due to work not being done, Benson hires a temp. The temp's paid check, as in the actual temp's check, ends up being way more than Mordecai and Rigby earn. So Mordecai and Rigby are going to quit and then get rehired as temps to get that amount of money.
Okay. Wow. I think quarter of a point is fair.
Okay.
In that you avoided the classic blunder of assuming temp meant temperature.
Ah, yes.
But that's about the only thing you got right.
Okay. So there is a temp.
Yeah. So take it away, Rick. Intro the episode for us.
Alrighty. Regular show, Season 2, Episode 15, Temp Check. 3, 2, 1, and go. Yeah, I didn't start a land war in Asia.
You didn't start a land war in Asia.
Yeah, I didn't fall into any of the classic blunders.
Ultimate throwing disc tournament. I can't imagine that's fun to watch.
Well, Ultimate Frisbee is an actual sport, ain't it?
Yeah, and I can't imagine that's fun to watch.
Yeah, they had to call it Ultimate Frisbee to make it more fun than just Frisbees. We mowed the lawn in its face.
But that's the funny thing, though, because Frisbee golf is quite fun to watch.
Yeah.
As long as it's uniform, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Absolute horseshit.
Like, an inch too long is kind of a big deal because that means it's longer than an inch. Like, an inch is, like, a reasonable length for grass. An inch too long probably means 2 inches.
I've got a tape measure right here. I do Warhammer. I have tape measures everywhere.
Yeah, like an inch is about as long as your thumb tip, 2 inches about as long as your thumb.
Well, I was going to say an inch is just slightly shorter than 2 fingers next to each other.
Yeah?
Yeah, I suppose that's sizable, but still. I feel like Benson didn't tell them that he needed it to be a specific length. I feel like he just said cut the grass. So really, it's Benson's fault.
Yeah. Like, all he needed to do was say, yeah, set the mower to 2 and then do the grass.
Yeah. That's kind of impressive, but also incredibly disgusting.
Dudes hiring dudes.
That's a real bad name for a fucking company, ain't it? Sounds like a gay porn star studio.
It does a bit.
Dudes hiring dudes to blow other dudes.
Hey, it's Rig C.
Man, this is also too real. Is people trying to abuse the naivete of people new to town.
Yeah, the abusing the naivete of people who really need a job.
Yeah. And he's also
the good old job bait and switch.
And he's also good at doing the job that he's being offered because he instantly managed to tell at sight that the grass is an inch too long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. I've seen people at work be like, "Wow, this is the most I've ever been paid," and they've been paid like $1,000 for the month, and it's like, "Oh, bro, that's nothing."
Yeah. The draw. My own sock.
It's crusted, but we won't tell you with what.
It's pizza.
Yeah, the good ending.
Like, actually good.
It's like fucking, what's his name in Big Mouth doing the Coach Steve impression, and it's like, yeah, that's because the voice actor's the same.
Yeah. Oh! Is he eating pound coins out of a cereal bowl?
It's America, they don't know what pound coins are. Hey, yo, Dougie! They do look like money.
Mm.
Who's going to be Muscle Man High Five Ghost?
So it would seem. It's got to be, ain't it? Yeah, it is, yeah.
I love how you could tell just 2 seconds before because you hear High Five's Ghost little...
Cover me! Oh, no.
You can't own a haircut, Riggers.
Riggers.
I've been calling him that since, like, episode 1.
Yeah. 2 doggies with the works, pal.
I think the first time I said it, I went, I've got to be real careful how I say that word. Who the fuck goes to the park and puts on a fucking Robin Hood hat? I was really wanted the bin to just smack him in the face.
Yeah.
I will say I do prefer those litter pickers that are just like fucking basically spears. Because the litter pickers in the UK, which are the fucking grabbers, suck.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun!
Is it going to turn out that Doug took the, he's not actually a beaver or whatever he is?
I believe he was an otter.
Hmm.
Well, beavers have very distinct tails.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So he's not a, so it's going to turn out he wasn't even an otter and he just took that role from whoever was in the previous town.
Who knows? Can you see why I only gave you 1/4 of a point, though?
Okay. Yeah.
I was going to say, though, all this being said, Rigby is the is the conductor of this fucked up orchestra.
Hmm.
God, I don't like that. Like, as a visual, that's horrible.
Just retracts his whiskers.
So they look exactly the same and are having a scrap, Rick. How do you think this fight ends?
It's going to be the, kill him.
Yeah, literally. It always ends this way. Oh, even Skips is stumped. Wow,
So, yeah, the person who fucks up the worst is the real one.
Yeah. They both can't take a punch. They both suck at video games. Yeah, Rigby's not... Rigby is an awful creature. So just bacon. Pops is too innocent for this world. Those are horrifying.
Oh man, that's the fake one.
Yeah, you remember the first of the episode. The first of the episode, beginning of the episode is the word I was looking for. What a dick. Fucking put the fucking heels to him is what that visual was. So are otters known to mimic other animals or something?
I don't know.
That was fucking Mark Hamill doing a voice again.
Yeah. And a crusty sock.
Yeah. Benson's gonna be pissed. Toilet duty will never be an easy $10. Even if you're doing maintenance cleaning, that job on a public toilet is not a pleasant one.
No, not even on your own. It's not fun to do, but at least it's something that you made.
Well, yeah, but it's one of those where if you do it regularly, then it's not really a hassle. It's just putting some cleaning shit down your toilet and giving it a scrub, and it is what it is. Yeah. It's not the end of the world. But if it's a public toilet, it's like people are fucking animals, man.
Yeah, it's a lot more palatable cleaning up after yourself than after someone else.
On that pleasant conversation ender, Rick, what do you think of the episode?
It was fun. It was nice to see. Basically, it's nice. It's fun to see whenever Rigby gets comeuppance.
He didn't really get much of a comeuppance, though.
Yeah, no, pretty much. He got toilet duty, but the most comeuppance he got was being taken over and having his life taken away from him.
Yeah, true enough. Like, Doug's a dick, but it's really hard to be... It's hard to not to feel complete sympathy for Rigby, because, again, it's a hole he dug himself.
Yeah. But yeah, how about you? What do you think?
Yeah, it was a fine episode. It was kind of a fun, goofy one. I feel like this episode used to get repeated a lot back in the day.
Sure.
I could kind of see why. It's a very low-stakes episode. It's very easy to just understand the premise and just sit down and be like, oh, this is dumb.
Yeah, it's a very slottable episode.
Yeah, exactly. I think the biggest downside is that we don't fully understand why this otter has this ability, if he even is an otter, but that seems to be what form he defaults to after having a punch and a kick. So...
Yeah. After getting his ass beat, his whiskers come out again. Yeah. So he might not have been an otter. We don't know.
He's listed on the official cast as an otter.
Okay.
But yeah, we don't know why, really, and that's fine. Let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? Do you have a favourite moment?
It was the sequential Rigby-fying of Doug. I think when it really was cemented was when he got the rings around his eyes.
Yeah, I get you.
Yes, there were things before that, like holding his tail the same way and all that, but the rings around the eyes was the final nail in the coffin of, oh yes, I'm taking over your life, haha.
Yeah, that's when Rigby was like, I need to solve this problem, and then immediately when he confronted him, it's like, the transformation is now complete. I am the master.
Yep. But also the perfect impression, because it's clearly just the same voice actor, and that's the joke. But yes, how about you? Do you have a favourite moment?
It's actually a tough one, because not really.
I get you.
Nothing really stood out to me. I'll give a thumbs up to the interview process for the Temp at the beginning, where you had the three wacky characters. Here's one man on fire, here's a pirate whose parrot explodes, and here's the toughest looking, hardest tattooed fella you'd ever seen. His special trick is to fart in a harmonica.
Man, I've always thought what it would sound like if you like farted in a trombone and tried to play it that way.
I mean, in theory, the same, right? It's just blowing. I don't think your arse can pucker in the same way as your lips can.
Yeah, I don't think you can push through enough air to like make a horn sound.
Yeah,
but yeah.
That'd be the fundamental problem. And also, like, stop being a freak.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to practice that skill and just being like trying to fart into a tuba and someone walking in. It's like, what the fuck did I walk in on? It's like, it's not what it looks like. What does it look like?
Oh, yeah. What's it meant to look like? Riddle me this, Batman.
But yes, let's add to our all-important MVP leaderboard. Rick, who is your pick today?
I think he's got to be Doug. It's apologies if he never shows up again and if he doesn't have a graphic, but hopefully he does, being, you know, the character in this episode.
Rick, you keep doing this ever since I had a go at you for the end of the video game episode, which I had a go at you because you picked a character who doesn't even have a fucking name. If they have a name, it's fine. They will have a picture. But when it's just one random background character, no, you can't pick that. Fuck you.
The king of riddles. Yeah, it's going to be Doug. Yeah. So he gets it from me today. How about you? Who's going to be your MVP today?
Well, go on, elaborate. Like, most of that was just me having a go at you.
Well, just go back and watch the episode. He basically was the vehicle for everything that went wrong because you got to see it in real time.
Yeah, totally fair.
And Rigby basically didn't react until it was too late.
Yeah, as is Rigby's usual MO, really.
Yeah. Rigby pushes something off the top of the cliff, and then only starts panicking when it reaches near the bottom.
The view from halfway down.
Yeah. But yes, how about you? Who's going to be your MVP?
I'm going to give it to Mordecai.
Okay.
Not necessarily because he's the most deserving of it. It's just like, again, this episode's a real kind of episode. It's a rarity for regular show. I'm usually pretty high at the end of them, but it's just like this episode just kind of happened. Nothing stood out.
Yeah, I feel it. I feels it.
At the end of the day, Mordecai is the reason why the traitor, as it were, the Sussy Barker, was discovered. So yeah, Mordecai's going to get it. Does he deserve it? I think he does, but only just.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bit of an edge case episode.
Yeah. Like I'm sure in future episodes it will be a lot more clear cut as to who the MVP was.
Yeah.
So yeah, that brings us to a close today. Thanks for watching. It's yet another episode of Regular Show in the books. Join us again next week for episode 16. We hope to see you there.
Bye, everybody.